Hey guys! Today we have the one and only Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. And I cannot wait to show you the inside of this thing. But first, I flew across the nation from Florida into a -degree blizzard. Not the one from Dairy Queen. Just so you would subscribe, as I have brought to you the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. This Bugatti Chiron Super Sport comes from the Hamilton collection, who has an awesome array of cars and has allowed me to do a review on this Chiron for you today. And I couldn't be happier to do so because this is arguably the best spec Chiron Super Sport I have ever seen, with over $200,000 in options, making this a $4.2 million car. And it's a little different than the other Bug that I have recently reviewed. And this is arguably one of the coolest cars in the world. And I cannot wait for you to experience my reaction as we take this thing for a drive. And not to brag or anything, but I myself have a Bugatti. Starting off on the front end of the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport here, of course, we have our iconic Bugatti horseshoe right there in the front. And I absolutely love the orange 16 right in the middle, and it pulls together all the orange accents around the car and the interior. And then we move on over to the, of course, iconic Bugatti headlights that are housed in this carbon fiber here. And when you turn on your key, they do a little cute dance for you. And then moving down, we have this bigger front splitter that you get with the Super Sport model. Now moving along the side of the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, we have these holes right here in the fender, and that is to pay tribute to the EB110 Bugatti from decades ago. And then moving down, we have our carbon ceramic brakes, of course. How are you going to stop this crazy speed? And then these tires were actually specifically designed for the Super Sport, and they are $10,000. And the Chiron Super Sport model is an entire 10 inches longer in the rear than a normal Chiron. And that is the size of a Subway foot-long sandwich after shrinkflation. You've got to go check out me. I love checking out cars on the side, but I post all my best content in the link below. Plus, you'll get to see the review of this Hennessy VENOM Revolution Roadster. And of course, we have the iconic C shape on the sides of the Bugatti here, which houses the big ol' air vents back here to suck in all that air so that you can go faster. And then right here, we have our fuel cap. But then on the other side, you have a door, but that side, you put oil in. So please, do not mix those up when you go to the gas station in your Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. Maybe one kind of disappointing thing about the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport is it just has like normal car doors, right? They didn't make anything special out of it. It's just kind of a normal door. And moving on to the back of the Super Sport here, we have these vertical exhausts on each side and this massive carbon fiber diffuser. And those things are specific to the Super Sport model itself. And then above that, we have all of these grills for all of the air to cool your massive W16 back there. Moving up, we have this huge light bar that goes all the way across with your taillights that have this cute little Christmas light design on top of them. That's pretty cool, very different. And then on up above that, Steve has actually optioned this on the spoiler, and it is $14,000 just to make the bottom of the spoiler say Super Sport and have it orange under there. Even though you hardly see it, it is a super nice touch. So this motor is a quad-turbocharged W16 with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, making almost 1,600 horsepower. And they actually took this car to the dyno and put down 1,734 horsepower to the wheels. And this car goes 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, making this the quickest car that I have reviewed. And this has a 275 mile per hour top speed, making this one of the fastest cars in the world, which is crazy because this thing weighs 4,600 pounds. It's a big girl. And the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport is the last Bugatti to carry that quad turbo W16. And I really love the orange accents on top of that carbon fiber W16 back there. That looks super cool and again pulls together all those orange accents perfectly. Now, let's give it a listen. Really shakes the car like as you rev this thing. That was wild. So to get into the front trunk of your Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, there's a little handle that you pull in the driver's footwell area. You pull that towards you and then you come around here and you grab this little latch and right here in the middle and you push up on it. And it's a really easy working latch. Very nice Bugatti. And here we are in our front trunk area, and just a few things to note. First, we have this little sticker coming from Bugatti saying, don't put anything valuable up here because it can get very hot, which is very different. You don't see that often. And then we have our windshield washer fluid, of course, over there. And then we have our 1 of 500 Bugatti plaque right there, letting you know you have something special. We have a 12 volt right there. And something very different to note is that we have this little divider here, right? Bugatti put that there so that they didn't have to put a little kidnap button or handle in their front trunk just to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing for their customers. And just a couple more things to note about the front area. We have our brake fluid right there. We have our tire change kit equipped with tools to fix your tire on the side of the road in case you happen to break down in your Bugatti. And then next to that, we have a Bugatti branded trickle charger to plug this thing in. Now into the interior of this Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. Look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh. This orange is insane. And it is color matched to your Bugatti key, of course. Leather wrapped. I mean, how much better can you get? Really? And the little keyhole is right there where you store him while you're driving your Bugatti. And I mean, so far, things are just super simple in here. All of your stuff that you could need is right there in your gauge cluster. And an option that Steve did was he put these little elephants on the seat backs, and that cost a whopping $3,000 to have a little dancing elephant back there. But it's definitely different, and I really like it. And this is the Super Sport model, of course. So your interior has a whole bunch of carbon fiber, especially in the gauge cluster, the dash, on the doors, and the door sill area that says Super Sport in orange. Once again, really tying everything together. And this interior just has a super, super timeless design, and that's what Bugatti was going for because they know people are just going to put these in their collections and have them for decades or years to come. So they don't have any center screen infotainment here. This actually doubles as another cool thing. So if you hold down these little double arrow buttons, it literally changes to like a gauge cluster almost. It has a whole bunch of different numbers and stuff like that. So it is a 2-in-1 design. Super, super cool. And moving down the center console area, you have your hazard button, of course. And then this little cute tiny button is your radio control. You use that to power it on and off, and that's all you get. You do everything else in your gauge cluster there. And the gear shifter is honestly a little self-explanatory. It has like a little diagram on how to use it there. So you press this button into park, and then to go into neutral, you press it in and go to the left. And then to go in reverse, you press it to the left and then down. And to go into drive, you press it to your right. And apart from this being a sporty yet super luxury design inside of here, there are some really nice bits around this car and a few things that you would not expect to be metal. So our air vents are actually metal, our paddle shifters, and then our buttons right here on our steering wheel are metal. And they're very cold. Everything's very cold because it's cold here, right? So I can tell that this is metal right now. And then our seat controls on the sides of our seats here and our door handles are actually metal. And on the gauge cluster, this thing goes all the way up to 300 miles an hour. That's crazy. Never seen a number that high up there. And onto the steering wheel buttons, there's quite a few things in here. Right here are some radio controls and then some extra menus that you can pop through. And then down here, we have our drive modes, which this one is your axle lifter. The EB is your regular drive mode. This one right here is your Autobahn mode, so you can go freaky fast. And then this one right here is your track mode, which leads us into this LC over here for your launch control that's underneath the airbag area here. And on the right side, you just have some regular menu buttons that you can just pop through. It tells you a little bit about the car. And then, of course, we have our engine button right here to bring that W16 to life. And this is your Bugatti Chiron Super Sport speed key, which unlocks that 275 miles an hour. And to get that to work, you just flip it up, and then there's a spot right here beside the driver. You put it in, you turn it, and then you put your key down there in that spot, and you are in super extra speed mode. And as you may have seen, they bring this big half circle design, the same design that's sort of on the outside of the Bugatti, into the inside, and that is your ambient lighting along with these two little ones up top, which is super cool, and I really like how it makes everything light up and illuminate. And for storage, you don't get a whole lot, but it is there. So apart from your front trunk, you have some storage on your doors right here, and there's an extra little cubby right next to that on each one of the doors. Then we have this center area here, maybe for a bottle or something, maybe, I don't know, a phone. Just don't put a drink there. It's gonna spill everywhere, okay? And then we have this little bridge area underneath here, store a few small items. Then we moved on to our glove box of the Bugatti. You pop it open with this little button and it's there. That's all the storage you get. And following along with the C design brought into the inside here, it actually sort of cuts the car in half a little bit. So going back to your engine bay, there's like this big old long strip across that. And that's exactly what you see right there in your rear view mirror. It's just basically your Bugatti cut in half. And this is the chest you get with your Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. And it comes with this really awesome box that is, of course, matched to your color car. And it is a beautiful orange, just like the inside. This is super, super cool. And then you get your USB that says 1 of 500 in here. Your key came right there. And then right here is your Super Sport, super fast key. All right, taking off in the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. So far, this thing is so smooth, and it does feel like a very big and heavy car. It definitely has that presence on the road. Oh my God, that does go so fast, so quick. Holy cow. I can't even imagine, dude. I cannot imagine going like this freaking full way. Oh my gosh. Visibility's great. Huge windshield here, but the car is very long, so I'd be scared. I'd be scared to touch this thing anyways. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, you can definitely hear those turbos back there, but it's not as loud as you would think. Like, there's good sound deadening in between here, but when it gets up there, you can definitely hear the turbos. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That was like barely anything too. Oh my gosh. I love those little spool noises. They're so cute. And it's just comfortable. It's like no wind noise in here. It's quiet except for the sound of that big W16, which is exactly what you want to hear. So let's hear it some more. That sounds so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so sick. Holy cow. Look at this guy pull right out in front of you. Wow. Just stopping. This guy literally just pulled right out. That stopped just like that.
Thank goodness for good brakes.
Oh my god, yes. It better have good brakes.
That was only like half.
Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot imagine this thing on a track. I'm sure it is insane. Whew. Whew. Oh my god.
Yours almost.
Oh yeah. Oh, I felt that come out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. The braking is very good. I mean, and for how big it is, like it takes corners well. That's fine.
Oh,
yeah.
Corners very well.
Yeah. Golly. I can't wait to go out in the Ferrari. Dude, you could rip that thing in the snow. I bet that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. What an experience. And the seats are comfortable as well. I mean, they kept me here. They're bolstery. They got good padding. I sure hope so for a $4 million car, you know? But it's nice in here. It's luxury. I didn't hear a single thing creak. It's just a Bugatti, you guys. Like, of course. Now for my 3 favorite features, one has to be that orange interior. It just looks so good and very different from any other Bugatti I have ever seen. 2 has to be the lighting. I just love the iconic Bugatti headlights, and the little dance that it does for you is awfully cute. And that back tail light line design back there is super, super cool. 3 has to be all of the carbon optioned around this car, and it goes into the interior as well, giving you a great mix of luxury but sportiness. So for my Riley ranking, I'm probably gonna have to rate this one a 9.5. I know, boo me. I just think it should have had a little better sound. I was a little underwhelmed, you know, it felt like a little tamed. And I mean, it just has some regular doors. I like it to be exciting. Come on, Bugatti. And no soft close? Are you kidding me? And if you thought this car was cool, you have got to go check out the others that I have reviewed.
They get carpets in here like the Rolls Royce.
We have these vertical kind of, are they vertical? Yeah. We have these vertical, holy cow, never seen a number that high on a taco mom, a taco. But first, I flew, hold on, I fell. And that is specific. Moving up, we have, like you ain't gonna hear that. You have this big circle, and this is the chest. Oh, hold on. It's this Christmas light design. Grills for a lot of cooling. Well, yeah, I guess so. Okay. Sorry.